Hey man, what it is, what it ain't. Some of the voices of the O you already know. We're here for From the Jump podcast, short somewhat. Just kind of trying to stay up to date. That way, we're not trying to cover a million and one things as the playoffs regress. Obviously, by the time Sunday hits, we will have already made it through all of the playing games, a few games on Saturday, and then a lot of games,
Shit.
on
Sorry.
Sunday. So didn't want to have to try to recall 10 different games and try to remember everything and just be searching for data the whole episode. So
Mm-hmm.
luckily Meech decided to link up with me so we can try to keep y'all updated as we go. You
Yes,
doing all right
sir.
today, bro?
Yes, sir. Another day of first round of the play-in is in,
Yes, sir.
so it was some interesting games, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. We can start off with the first one, which I think should have been the last one, which was the most entertaining
Yeah,
to me. Yeah, the Miami Heat versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's coming on, or Joel Embiid's coming back off of an injury. He came back the last few games of the season and try to help his team finish in the playoff or in the playoff six. Instead of having to
hmm
play in the play-in game. But sadly, he wasn't able to accomplish that. But they ended up with the seventh seed, playing the Miami Heat in the first round. Some of the
yeah.
major stats from some of the major stars were Jimmy Butler with 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 of 18 from the field. Uh, Bam Adebayo had a double double, a very
It's quiet.
I don't want yeah very yeah that's the word. I don't want to use mediocre. It was
Yeah,
quiet. Double double is valuable, but when people are making
yeah,
All Star games and shit like that, you think
yeah.
it'd be a little. But Bam had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 of 9 shooting, 0 2 from 3. And then you had Tyler Hero, 9 of 27, 4 for 13 from 3,
Eesh.
9 assists, 2 rebounds, 25 points. Uh,
Did all he could.
yeah, with Jaime Jaquez coming off the bench giving you 15, 5, and 2. On the other side, the winning side, the Philadelphia 76ers, Tobias Harris is going to do Tobias Harris things with 9 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, 4 assists, 10 rebounds.
Man,
Joel Embiid gave you 23 points, 5 assists, 15 rebounds, 2 of 4 from 3, 6 of 17 from the field. The young star Tyrese Maxey had 19 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 for 6 from 3, 6 for 16 from the field. And probably the hero of the game, he thought he was playing like he was back in Portland, Nicholas Batum,
mm,
coming off the bench, giving you 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 10 from 3, 7 of 12 from the field.
wow.
Meech, talk to me, man. I don't know if you had the chance to watch the whole game or not, or if you're at work, but talk to
Yeah,
me.
I watched the game. Um, I think Bam Adebayo's card need to be pulled because Joel Embiid is not 100% healthy. He doesn't even look right out there. Like honestly, I've seen him
Oh,
moving around. I'm like, he looks hurt. You know, it's
absolutely.
like it looks like he put on a little weight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because he was out, he's been nursing this injury. He can't like have that conditioning in like he normally would. He's just trying to be healthy. Um, but Bam let him score 23 and what?
23 points with 15 rebounds to go along with
23
it.
and 15, 70%. However, like I'm tired of Bam getting this defensive, badge on him. Like, and some people say over AD, which is I think is ridiculous. But I feel like you should have attacked Joel Embiid. They ran a zone. The Heat always run that zone, and he was at the top of the that free throw line, extended area, dishing passes. How many assists did he have?
At 5.
5 assists, 15 boards, 23. Like that's Tyrese Maxey did his job. Um, you would have hoped that those Nick Batum numbers and Tobias Harris numbers were flipped, um, just for the simple fact that that's
For
not
sure.
going to be a common thing. Nick Batum isn't going to give you 20 every night. Tobias
Yeah,
Harris should give you 20 damn near every night. And Nick Batum
absolutely.
should give you that 8, 9 points.
Right.
That's what you're happy with that. If Nick Batum gives you 8, 9 points a game, like that's great.
Yeah. Especially at
Um,
this point in his career.
exactly. So I thought Jimmy Butler being hurt, you could tell. I mean, with him, he was just kind of out there. Um, he was just kind of out there, and Tyler Hero, he did all he could. Terry Rozier is not back yet, so they didn't have another bucket getter.
Absolutely, I agree. I think the and I don't necessarily know right how they're gonna do it with Terry Rozier, if they're gonna make him a starter, permanent starter, or now that Tyler Hero's back, he's gonna try to take over some of the sixth man bench scoring. I don't know what their main focus with Terry Rozier is, but yeah, I agree. Tobias Harris is Tobias Harris. It's just I don't know. They
Yeah.
needed all they could get, and luckily Nicholas Batum was up for the challenge. He was giving him work,
Yes.
like crazy work, offensive, like putbacks, tip
See,
ins, no matter what you wanted. Batum was giving it to him.
6 for 10, 60% from three on the game
Like that's
is
crazy,
incredible numbers.
and a lot of people definitely wouldn't. I mean, the man went from Portland to Charlotte to the Clippers and God knows where else, and this many years later to have that type of performance in a playing game is outstanding for sure. And I
Yeah.
think people definitely undervalue or underrate the cast that Philly has been able to acquire. I'm not gonna say that they have the Avengers or anything, but I mean Kelly Oubre is a good
I think that was a really
option
good addition.
for a bucket at some point.
He had
Buddy Hield.
the crucial, the game changing
Mm-hmm.
and one.
Yep. And then you have Buddy Hield,
Mm-hmm.
who I mean, when he got there initially was scoring a lot. I don't know if it's due to game plan and how they're trying to incorporate everybody. But Buddy Hield is liable to get you 15 on any
Mm-hmm.
random night. Given enough shot opportunities. Uh, obviously Nick Batum can still kind of get it done, and campaign. I mean, I understand it was kind of situational, but he's really not. He held his own in
Yeah.
Phoenix,
I
so
think
I
that was a
think
low key. I don't like campaign from
me
his
neither.
stint with Phoenix.
Right,
They beat us for those couple of years. They beat us a lot, but
us
it
too.
seems like everywhere he's gone since then, he has been an impact off the bench. Even when he was in Milwaukee before the trade, that was solid. He's coming out like he does his job. He comes in, he speeds up the tempo, and capable of hitting that open shot. Like you don't pay him for anything more than that.
Absolutely, and I just I found it very interesting that they labeled Duncan Robinson as available, but then decided not to play him. I
Mm.
don't know if I was I wouldn't say necessarily a scare tactic, but I don't know. Is this Jovic's second year that
I think it's the
for the
second
Heat?
year. Yeah, he didn't play at all, did he?
He started. He played 14 minutes, which was the least out of any player that played. He had
No.
5 points, 5 rebounds. Uh, but I don't. I just this goes back to what I've been saying all year. You know, with you guys when it's like the season started, you cannot like Bam Adebayo. He gets boosted by a lot of the media, but what you guys fail to understand is when he meets a real center, a center that can a 7 footer that can get buckets, and he's six
Jokic,
foot nine.
AD,
Jokic, AD,
Embiid,
exactly. I would even give Carl Anthony Towns an
Cat. Yeah,
opportunity. It's like he's not big enough to guard those guys, and then you go from getting like 20 points, 15 rebounds to run into a real center and end up with not 10 and 12 in a playoff situation.
that
Now you're
was.
going into an elimination game with no Jimmy Butler. Do y'all really expect Bam Adebayo to take up some of that burden that Jimmy Butler is going to leave, with no Terry Rozier? Tyler Hero is going to have to be, I don't know what,
They're
for them to have a
gonna
chance.
probably start Kevin Love. I'm not sure if they do start him now, but they're gonna
That's
have
going to be the interesting
Kevin
part.
Love
Him
is
or
gonna.
Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah, one of them is gonna have, and I won't say a season, night. Um, Kevin Love is capable. It's
Absolutely.
just, are they gonna allow? demand so much from him because Kevin Love can get hot and he can dictate a game. Jaime Jaquez, at the beginning of the season, he was up there on the rookie ladder,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he got hurt maybe once. But he kind of slowed down and he kind of went down a little bit as far as
Mm-hmm.
being the best rookie in the league. I had him on my fantasy draft,
Mm-hmm.
and he was hella productive.
Right.
Had putting up 15 a game and steals and assists and all that. And so I think he's gonna have him. It's gonna take everybody, um, and hopefully Terry Rozier is back. That'll be game changer for them. And Bam Adebayo, maybe he proves why he's quote unquote, one of the best defensive players in the NBA. And
Right.
you know,
No, I agree 100%.
but based on that last game, I got Philly or not Philly. I got Chicago beating. It's Miami, Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say I got Chicago. I mean, they're Kobe White is looking good. DeMar, Caruso,
Oh. Oh yeah. If he's
Vucevic.
healthy,
Yeah,
he stepped. That boy Drummond stepped on him. But that's where we're going to right now. The Atlanta Hawks versus the Chicago Bulls was the late game. Very underwhelming. I
yeah.
would have thought they would have put up a better fight. The game finished at
Mhm.
116 Atlanta, 131 Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
Some of the statistics from some of the major contributors. You had Clint Capella, former Rocket on those earlier James Harden teams with 22 points, 11 of 15 from the field,
Mm.
17 rebounds. Trey Young contributed 22 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds, 11 from 13 from the free throw line,
Mm.
3 of 8 from 3, 4 of 12 from the field. You had Bogdanovich had 21 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 of 10 from 3, 8 of 18 from the field. You had DeJounte Murray, one of the major free agents from last
Yeah.
season's kind of situation or trades, whatever happened. But he had finished with 30 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 6 from three, 11 of 12 from the field, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. And their bench, nobody scored but Bruno Fernando and
Wow.
Garrison Matthews for a total of 13 points.
And that was at that point. It was game was over when they were
Absolutely.
contributing their meaningful points. Points weren't meaningful.
Right.
Um, it was a
And
15
then
point lead, but it wasn't
yeah.
close.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you could tell. And then when DeMar DeRozan, he was out there at 22 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 of 2
Mm-hmm.
from 3, 10 of 19 from the field, so over 50%. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. You had Vucevic with 24 and 12, looking like he was back in Orlando. 1 of 6 from 3, 11 of 21 from the field. So really, everybody knows Vucevic is not
Yes.
a prominent 3-point shooter. So you take away some of those unnecessary threes. That man had an incredible game from the field. You had Kobe White,
Player of the game.
the player of the game, player of the night. You know,
Player of the year
it,
for them, for the Chicago, really.
yes, fact. And everybody was thinking he was a bust his first season,
Hmm.
and they were like,
It was opportunity. He
might
was
have
playing
messed up.
behind three guards. Like he was like
Right.
third string. I think
Levine,
Lonzo. I think Chris Dunn.
Alex
No, Chris
Caruso.
Caruso. Yeah, he was playing against. He was playing behind 3, 4 people. So
Right. So Kobe White finished with 42 points, 3 of 7 from 3, 15 of 21 from the field,
wow.
9 of 10 from the free throw line.
Mm.
An exceptional. Don't get me wrong, it's going to definitely take consistency, but I think people are starting to see what he's capable of, and he's
Yeah,
earning himself a bag.
I was gonna say the Chicago didn't have. I don't know if this was their. They maybe this and another national televised game this season.
Hmm.
But I mean, I've been following Kobe White all year. And he's been doing this all. He got hurt for a little while. He was out for a week or two, but he's
Hmm.
been playing like this all year. It's crazy.
I just think it's crazy. That nigga shaved his hair off, and then that shit seems like it grew back
It really
overnight.
did. It's like just as long as I'm like, man, I thought he
Yes,
could have
when he
said.
got drafted. Yep.
Yeah, he it's just as long as it was. But he's hooping. That's a great in the wake of Lonzo's injury problems. You couldn't ask for nothing better but for Kobe White to kind of come into his own right when you're trying to figure out what's going to be our point guard situation for the future. Younger,
Absolutely.
he's a dog, and it still seems like it's like raw talent. Like he can get better. He kind of reminds me of Jamal Murray esque. Like he can do a little bit of everything.
And I just want to give him, Trey Young, Jalen Brunson, guys like that, a huge shout out because for the longest time when the Lonzos and the De'Aaron Foxes were coming out, we were thinking
Mm,
and Jamal Murray, we were thinking the era of the smaller guard was over.
yeah,
But these guys are proven, 30, 40 point game scores, a game. I mean, not the average, but they can go for that at any point in time. And Kobe White has solidified himself in that because we've seen it, when Chicago's needed it most, just to make the play
absolutely,
in. So,
absolutely.
congratulations, Kobe White, on that. You had Ayo Dosunmu contributing 19 points.
He's
He
had a
had
great
five
year too.
fouls. Yes, he's definitely shown up and shown out. He went 3 of 4 from the 3 point line, 8 of 12 from the field, and did not attempt any free throws. The only person to score 10 points off of their bench was Javante Green. Had a total of 18 points from their
Mm,
bench in total. So, man, what was
yeah.
your thoughts? What was going through your mind as you watched the game?
That this Atlanta point guard situation is over. I think that they should spare Trey Young, let him help get together with him and his representation to get him to a good situation. Like I think we were talking about it like 2 episodes ago. I think him in San Antonio with Wemby will be good. I mean, that's probably the scariest pick and roll, pick and pop situation that
Absolutely.
you could ever even imagine.
No state
I
tax in Texas.
Yeah, no state tax. I would take Trey Young as a star, man. I mean, we're from Oklahoma. We've
Hmm.
seen Trey Young at the freaking YMCA,
Right.
before he even got to high school. Like,
Sure
so
did.
he's a star. So I think him in the Laker jersey would be great. Our point guard isn't going to exercise his option this year because of our coach, so we're going to be without a point guard. Um, so
Yeah. And when you
I,
think about it, right, there's very few teams that are just like in need of a point
hmm
guard at this current point in time. Like you have Orlando could use one. You have the Lakers could use one. San Antonio, of course. But even like some of the lower
Yeah, I was gonna
ended
say
teams, like
even the lower teams they got Detroit got Cade Cunningham.
Cade
Like they
Cunningham,
even some
the Rockets got Fred Van Vliet. Like these
slash
teams
Jalen
got
Green.
players.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out because I know that they said they had planned on trading one, if not both, of Dejounte Murray and Trey Young going into next season. So it'll be interesting to see if the Lakers can pull some money out of nowhere when it comes to that.
I think they should trade Trey just because you can get more back for him.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying necessarily surround Jamal Murray or Dejounte Murray and make it his team, but
Hmm.
you know if he's proven he kind of wants to take that mantle when Trey was out, he was really doing it.
Hmm.
Um, you can surround him, get some good solid pieces for Trey Young, some draft picks, kind of start over. I mean, you're not going anywhere or doing anything in no time soon. It doesn't look like, and I mean, what you're a play-in team in the Eastern Conference with
Hmm.
a 36-46 record, and you still are able to make the play-in tournament. So
Right.
you're literally one or two pieces from being a 7 or 8 seed, in the
Absolutely.
East.
And I'm gonna just put it out there now because my number one, my option A, and my option B team got all the draft picks right now from the Lakers and everybody else. The Pelicans. If y'all mother get rid of CJ because I know it's coming, and get Trey Young, I'm gonna lose my mind because y'all know y'all better pay Trey Murphy before it's too late and he walk out that door. Because Zion,
Are
I
they
have a
not? Is Trey Murphy not? Has
he's still on his rookie contract. I
is this
think
his
that's
second
up after
year?
this year. This is his second or third. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's coming up.
Yeah, his rookie deal is definitely coming due either next year or if not this. Um, okay, he's they exercised this option this year,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
he's definitely outperformed his contract. So he's restricted after next season.
Mm-hmm.
So they got another whole season to see if they want to pay him or not.
Right.
But then he's restricted, and then they're gonna end up having to overpay if they don't redo his contract. This
Exactly.
summer, because they're paying him, and he's getting paid $3 million this season and five
Bruh.
million next season.
Bruh.
That's a really good bang for their buck.
Man. And then you have Jordan Hawkins, who I think is going to be a very good player for them, But,
Mhm.
I mean, you understand, y'all got all these players. Do not trade our draft picks or somebody that we need to try to acquire Trey Young. I don't care. Oklahoma City Thunder, do not mess up what they have going. That is Shea's team. Don't even think about it. Don't blink
Oh
about it.
yeah.
Don't even make the trade. Just keep drafting and developing.
What do you
But
think
now we
about?
fast. Go ahead.
Sorry, last
Go
thing.
ahead.
They paid Herb Jones before
Mm-hmm.
Trey Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Herb Jones was getting about 12 million a year until the 2027 season. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Herb Jones definitely developed really well this year. He kind of made a leap.
Oh yeah,
He's
they
a
stole.
he's
They
a
stole on that.
he's a like a I am gonna say solid. He's a real 3-and-D
Yes,
now as a lefty. I don't see that often. A
and
three
that's
and
the
D
thing.
lefty.
They signed that contract before he started hitting threes. If he was hitting that last year like he
Mm,
is this year, that contract would have been way
yeah,
different.
it would have been 20 million versus
And that's
12 million.
the reason they didn't pay Trey Murphy yet because they're like, they're hoping he hits a slump so they can get him on the low ball. But that man is a bucket. But I only say that because we have, I think, 120 something esque money wrapped up in CJ McCollum, and I think we're paying Valanciunas like 15 to 13 million a year.
He should be gone
Right
next
now.
year.
Yeah, so we got a lot of money. We need to get an actual 7-footer in there as a rim protector or something. Like Valanciunas is cool, but dudes is getting lengthy out here, and we need some length to protect the rim because he
Yeah,
can't guard the 80s and stuff like that.
yeah.
But I get it. This ain't one of those episodes. Well, it actually is. It is. We're talking about the Pelicans coming up in a few minutes. But you said, if you don't mind repeating, Bulls and Heat. What are your
Mhm.
main factors and in your
Um,
decision?
Jimmy Butler being healthy, not even just available, because he stuck it out through the whole game. Left the game limping. I think he toughs it out and plays. I mean, he's a competitor. He's gonna play. I would imagine he's gonna play. I don't think all the shit Jimmy Butler talks, unless it's really a MCL tear or whatever they're fearing it is.
Because I
But
seen something today that said he was ruled out
all
already.
right, well then I got Chicago unless
He just
my
makes himself play.
unless Miami's unless Terry Rozier comes back
Hmm.
and automatically has impact, and Jaime Jaquez goes. Everyone has to go off.
For
This is
sure.
Chicago's game to lose.
Absolutely. Because the only person they have hopes of guarding DeMar DeRozan is Jimmy Butler.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like nobody
they're
on
gonna
that
put
whole team.
Highsmith.
Yeah.
Um, they gotta. I don't. They got a
The
few
funny
people.
part about it is DeMar's gonna OG the shit out of them young boys. He gonna hit
Yeah,
them with them 13
lift
pump fakes,
fakes,
jump
lift
into
fake.
them. Yep.
He's gonna.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna be
be
a
over.
clinic. It really
Yeah.
is.
And
Uh,
then Kobe, the bullet that he is just gonna fly through. You know,
Oh
he
yeah.
was running them to death yesterday.
This is going to be
You know.
important for them to outshoot. They're going to have to shoot out because Miami's going to run that zone, so they're going to have to
Mhm.
shoot Miami out of that zone and just
Mhm.
get them in a fast break. But yeah, I got
Absolutely.
Chicago.
Okay, I do. I got Chicago too. Next, the game, what I consider the game of the night, because
Absolutely.
I feel just as much as you do that that Bulls Heat game is definitely all said and done for the most part. But we
Mhm.
have the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion Williamson has also already been ruled out. I'm gonna say it right. We went undefeated against Sacramento during the regular season.
Mhm.
We did. I'm not 100% sure if Zion was or wasn't a part of
Yeah,
all those games.
I think it was. And not only did y'all go undefeated, y'all averaged like 15, 20 point wins against them.
So we have Brandon Ingram coming back off an injury, of course. Um, I think our Zion was definitely a major piece in that, because again, just like the Miami Heat, Sacramento Kings have an undersized center in Domantas Sabonis, and when you got a 6'9" guy and a 6'6" guy that can jump a lot higher than your
Hmm.
center is, and he's already not that tall. That gives guys like a Valanciunas more minutes because he's not outsized, outmatched. I mean, don't
No.
get me wrong, Sabonis is great at what he does. I'm sure statistically they'll try to throw him in the Hall of Fame, with what he's been able to accomplish. But Brandon Ingram, I think, is going to be the X factor for that game because
Yep.
it's going to depend on Harrison Barnes' defense. But Brandon Ingram, his length, they have nobody to match his length unless
Nope.
Keegan Murray
Keegan
has an
Murray.
outstanding
Yeah.
defensive game. I mean, now if he shoots the ball like he did in the first game,
Yes.
that's gonna, so it's gonna be an unbelievable game of matchups because it's like this Herb Jones guard, De'Aaron Fox, or this Herb
Hmm.
Jones guard. This guy Trey Murphy will start, so that'll help us in length and athleticism as well. But it's kind of up in the air. I got my Pelicans by 3, and I only say 3 because it's gonna come down to we're gonna be up like 1 point and they're gonna foul us and free throws at the end.
Yeah.
But Meech, talk to me. What do you think?
I definitely got the Pels. I think matchup wise, they have more pieces to throw at whoever is the match. Like Jose Alvarado, a great person to throw on De'Aaron Fox whenever Herb goes out, or whoever. I don't know who y'all are gonna start on De'Aaron Fox. I mean, that guy's the
Right,
fastest dude in the league, but Jose
easily.
Alvarado is going to be great to have off the bench to
Hmm.
kind of just disrupt him.
Slow him down a little
Yes,
bit.
just slow him down. I think y'all actually play faster with no Zion, because Zion
Absolutely.
is more of a half court guy. He's a rim getter, rim seeker.
Hmm.
So he's going to go to the rim every time y'all are in a half court offense. So with no Zion, the ball's going to move. Y'all going to throw it up, get up and down. Um, yeah, I think Sabonis is going to play well. He's going to have his triple double like he
Easy.
normally does. But you would hope that Larry Nance and Valanciunas can keep him off the boards, offensive
Right.
boards at that, because that's where he kills people at.
Yes.
And when he goes out of the game, y'all are still a bigger team than Sacramento. Y'all
Hmm.
have to. I didn't know Trey Murphy was 6'10".
Yes, he grew
I,
after he got drafted.
okay, I didn't know he was 6'10", so he can literally play the four.
Yes.
Uh,
I
you
think we
know,
drafted him at 6'7" or 6'8" and then grew.
yeah, I think y'all are still a bigger team than Sacramento. So when Sabonis goes out, y'all have to, really do damage, and don't let
Absolutely.
Harrison Barnes have a binge. I
20,
mean, yeah. So
22.
if you let Keegan Murray, he started off last game hot.
Yes.
Um, if Keegan Murray is scoring 20 points and Harrison Barnes scoring 20 points, you probably lost.
Yes.
You have to eliminate them and make De'Aaron Fox beat you.
Hmm.
That's it. Not everyone else and De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
But
Let me look.
but yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
got Sacramento. I got Sacramento in 5 points or less. I mean, not Sacramento, New Orleans, 5 points or less.
So in my brain, right, um I got C.J. McCollum who will match up with Keon Ellis to start the game out. I got
Mm-hmm.
Herb Jones on De'Aaron Fox. I got Trey Murphy on Keegan Murray, and
Mm-hmm.
I got Brandon Ingram guarding Harrison Barnes just because Harrison Barnes isn't known to be a volume scorer,
Right.
and it's just less work for Brandon Ingram
Yeah.
because obviously we're gonna need him for point.
You can chill a little bit.
Right, he can kind of hide on defense to an
Mm-hmm.
extent, help defense and stuff like that, but not really having to worry about it. And then obviously Valanciunas is left with Sabonis. His job will be just to maintain chaos because it's not going to be easy. Sabonis, I don't know
Oh
what's up with Oklahoma City Thunder, but they can draft their ass off. And I could only imagine if Sabonis would have stayed with OKC with Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous Alexander.
yeah. Yeah, that would have been. He didn't want to leave OKC either. I mean,
Nope,
in hindsight, it's
shipped them off.
2020.
Right.
I guess it worked out because they traded him for Paul George and traded Paul George for Shea Gilgis.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, they
Full
wouldn't have
circle.
never got Shea if they didn't
Right.
trade Sabonis.
Absolutely.
And they got all those draft picks from the Clippers as well. So
Just took everything out of LA.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, a great games coming up. Obviously, Saturday we
Playoffs
will
start.
not have. Yeah, the playoffs will start. The matchups that are already determined.
Hmm.
We have the Magic and the Cavaliers first game.
Hmm.
I think we talked about that previously in one of our episodes. We have the
Hmm.
Suns and Timberwolves. We talked about. Uh, it's locked in. The Knicks versus the 76ers.
Hmm.
And the one that, me and Meech, we've had a fun time talking, outside of the podcast, of course, is the Lakers and the Nuggets. I just wanted to tell Meech and Laker Nation, thank you for
Hmm.
being terrible actors. I texted him and told him, I said, how do you go up 20 and then try to lose a 20-point lead in the
Hey
fourth
man,
quarter?
y'all put up
That
a good
makes no.
effort, man. That's all I can say. Y'all put up a good. Hey, listen, we're not. The more I watched the game,
Mhm.
the more I had to like catch myself and say, you know what? Anything can happen. If we lose this, I think we lose against Sacramento or Golden State. Because they've
Mm.
owned us this year. Um, so fuck it. If we're the underdogs,
Yep.
so you know how we was arguing how y'all was arguing that we weren't the underdogs against the Thunder.
Yes.
We're the underdogs officially against Nuggets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's no one
Nuggets
should
swept the
argue that.
Lakers in the regular season.
They've beaten us that last 8 straight games, going back to the playoffs last year and the year before.
Oh, wow.
So we're the underdogs. If we somehow get past the Nuggets, we're winning it all, bro. I'm telling you right now. I
Really?
mean, the Nuggets are the. I
Really?
mean, that's the best team.
I mean, it is. It
That's the
it, it
best.
is. It is. I'm
Granted,
gonna
no
give y'all that.
injuries. Granted, if
Right.
we stay healthy past that
Absolutely.
series, the Clippers and Mavs are gonna kill each other for us.
That's true.
Uh, you know, we'll talk about it next week, but I think Pels gets in, and I think
Mm.
they beat the Thunder. That's just my. As long as Zion comes back.
Only if Zion
Yeah,
comes back.
only if he comes back. If they don't,
Only. It's over. It's a wrap.
OKC's gonna rout them. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, we got the. That's gonna be the game of the night. I don't know who else you said is playing on the schedule on Saturday.
On Saturday, at noon, it will be Magic versus
No
Cavaliers.
one's watching
At
that. Go on.
Yeah, at 2:30, it'll be the Suns and the Timberwolves, which I think will
Okay,
be a good
that's gonna be a
series.
good game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the 76ers Knicks series is gonna be a wrap as well. I don't see it really. I mean, unless Brunson just goes crazy every game, but Maxi can match him like
We talked about they have to cancel each other out.
for sure,
Joel is the determining factor, and
easily.
if the best quote unquote defender, in Bam can't stop hurt Joel Embiid, Isaiah
Hmm.
Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson can't either. So
Yeah, at
uh,
all,
yeah,
at all. And then you have the game of the night, which
yes,
everybody and their mothers will be watching. Will be the Lakers versus the Nuggets in Denver, Colorado, first game, first two games. So
Man,
yeah, man, it's gonna be a long, exciting weekend. Can't wait to talk basketball with you and the boys. Of
yes,
course, but I
Well,
appreciate you. We're gonna try to keep y'all updated. That way, we're not recapping
yes,
you
and
know,
uh,
like two games from the Lakers Nuggets series, two games from the Knicks
yeah.
76ers, two game,
We'll try to
because
get
by
them
the
in
time we get
like
done,
a couple times a week, two to
for
three
sure,
times a week, maybe
yeah,
uh, to
keep y'all
yeah,
updated. That
get the
way, it's not 20 games and people are just looking up stats, like I said
yeah,
earlier,
because
because
the
that'll
series
be
could
a
be
pain in
over.
the ass.
Honestly, damn near if
Yes,
we it could be 3-0 by the time we get get
right.
to another week. So yeah,
So we'll try to keep you guys updated. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this mini episode of the From the Jump podcast. Meech appreciate you, man, as always.
always
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we out.
peace.